now playing in the major leagues. Fewer than 9 can drive balls into the center field bleachers with any degree of regularity. That's only one player out of 100. The question is, what are the 9 doing the other 891 aren't? The answer: the 9 who can do it, either knowingly or unwittingly, grip the bat in its maximum power position. And they can do it consistently and accurately, so as to drive balls with the maximum power of the bat. This enables both the batter and the bat to perform their best. By placing the solution to this problem directly on the power hitter bat, it will immediately enable the other 891 players to join the party, making it more likely than not that a lot more home runs are going to be hit, and the numbers on the paychecks of the players hitting them are going to rise enormously. Let's go to the drawing board. Here we have a section through a bat that has a circumference, the barrel circumference of 8 inches and a handle circumference of 4 inches. The label is at 12 o'clock. The most powerful spots on the bat are at 9 and 3. The 3 most powerful spot is used when a left-handed batter is using the bat. The 9 is the spot used when a right-hander is using the bat. If a batter can keep the bat in this position when he grips it, as well as when he hits the ball, he's a natural born power hitter. The problem is only 1 out of 100 players can do that. The rest revolve their bats to one degree or another on the way to the ball. Now that degree matters, of course. Now suppose, as a left-handed hitter about to hit that ball, he has a 45-degree turning of his bat between the time he grips it and the ball is hit. All right? Because he's left-handed, he revolves the bat naturally on the way counterclockwise. And if that's 45 degrees, that's where he would hit the ball on the bat if he doesn't make an adjustment for that 45-degree bat turn. Notice that point at which he hits the ball is halfway between the strongest and the weakest parts of the bat. Perhaps only 50% as powerful as if he had made the adjustment. So how does he make the adjustment so that he doesn't end up hitting the ball with half the power of the bat? What he must do is, before he grips the bat, because the natural tendency is for him to revolve the bat counterclockwise, he must move the label of the bat clockwise 45 degrees before he grips the bat. Now, instead of gripping the bat with the label up, he must grip the bat with this point, which is 45 degrees over, up. So that is now his new label position. Now watch what happens on the way to the forum. As he revolves his bat naturally counterclockwise on the way to the bat, 45 degrees, bam, he hits it with 100% of the power of the bat. Now notice these larger lines I have placed along the circumference of the bat are the ones where you would see on the clock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Those lines would be 30 degrees apart. If you were to inject lines between those, each one of those therefore would be 15 degrees apart. So the 45 degree point, which happens to be the one we're dealing with here, 3 of those lines equal the 45 degrees. All right? Okay. Now, I could have placed 180 of these lines on this side and 180 of these lines on the other side to drive home the point how critical it is. There's no room for error because of the 180 different points I could hit the ball with. There's only one that's going to give me the full power of the bat. Every other line gives me a little less, a little less, a little less, a little less to one degree or another, so to speak. At this point, I'm 50% less power. Now, who knows? Maybe 60%, maybe 70, 80. The whole name of the game is gripping the bat in its maximum power position. Now, how do these lines get onto the bat so we can actually do this? Well, this is how. These lines over here are just points at this point, right? Because they're right on the circumference. Now when you transfer those points onto the bat, they become lines. And this gives you a somewhat of an idea of how it gets onto the bat. All right? Now, it takes 4 forms. Here's actually 2 forms at the same time. This, by the way, at the end of the bat is how I tested to find out how many degrees I actually turned my bat, which is, as you can see, it fell right between the two, the strongest and the weakest points, and that's how I was able to find out my own. But it's really not necessary to find out. But this is what the label would look like on the bat if this were a bat that was already in use. The label was already there. The label surrounds the existing label. The other choice is that this label, the logo and the label are all one. So one is a cutout and one is not a cutout. It's basically the same thing. One is the cutout, the other one is not a cutout. So you're actually seeing version 1 and 2 at the same time here. Another possibility is to place the label beyond the logo on the bat. Same degree lines, whatever. Notice that on this particular one I have the degree lines in red for the right-handed batter and in blue for the left-handed batter. The version that will probably work the best, because it's the largest, work the best in more ways than one, in fact, is this one, where the barrel of the bat is pinstriped using the degree lines as the stripes. All right, because it's larger, it's going to be more accurate, but it's also going to be more visible, especially when this bat is used on TV, so that everyone will immediately know that they're looking at a power hitter bat as soon as they see it. Okay, so what I would like you to do is to view and review this video and then send me your questions, comments by email, And I will prepare a second video based on what you tell me in your emails. Also, if you can tell me which of the versions you like the best, I could perhaps start to put those on bats that you can test for yourself. Signing off.